So today on the table with Mr. Rexu, let's talk about my beautiful Gerber Australian, the Gerber utility knife. I did make when I first got this, I bought this from eBay, and it was at a very decent price, at least in my opinion. And when I got it, have you ever, I haven't been in this hobby for overly long, couple of years, maybe 3, maybe 4 tops, before I started getting into the mental condition of I am a very active collector. So I have another video where I talk about that, and I'll link to it. Please do go take a look at it. But as I sat there, I sent this off to Mr. Vef to get sharpened, and I got it back. And the sheath is okay. It just, in my honest opinion, in my humble opinion, it needed a better sheath. So I am going to go and put this into a box and ship it over to my U.S. Army veteran friend over at Black Bear Custom Kydex. Sorry about that. And we're going to put some new shoes. We're going to give this one a new home. You're going to get a new home. We're going to get a new home for this. And then I'm going to show you, because I'm going to do a collaboration video with him. He's going to take a video and show you what he did. And then I'm going to get it back, and I'm going to show it to you. There you go. So thank you very much. And I'll be back. Have a nice day. So I don't know actually how to splice things together. So this is what I have.
Hey guys, Micah from Black Bear Custom Kydex. So I think this video is getting spliced with another YouTube content creator, a guy named Mr. Rexu, and he is a knife fanatic. He does knife reviews, things like that, and his sign off, "Have a knife day," as you can see, is on this shirt here that he sent to me. So I'm going to turn around and let you see the back of it real quick. Hopefully you got a good look there. So he has been sending me some knives over the past, I don't know, 8 or 9 months, I think, and having me do some cool sheaths for them. And this is no exception to that. This is an amazing Bowie knife from Gerber. And I apologize, I don't know the exact model name on this thing, but you can see just a classic Bowie shape, and wonderful coffin handle on this, nice brass guard. It's really comfortable in hand, and it's just an unwieldy, it's got some great heft to it. So he also sent this away to Vef to get sharpened. So he sent a bunch of them to the guy to have him put the classic Vef serrations on it, but this one just got a really nice high polish sharpen on it. So anyway, I don't have too much to say on this, and I assume he's going to review the knife itself. So let me get into the sheath real quick and show you what I've got here. Actually, before I do that, he also sent me this little thank you for your service package around Veterans Day. So we got this veteran shirt, and he actually printed these shirts for members of his American Legion post, and he did it with a machine that he built about 12 years ago, so that's pretty cool. And he also sent me the American Legion Challenge coin. So Michael is his name. Michael, thank you, brother. I really appreciate it, and thank you for your service as well. All right, so he sent me this. He asked me to do a leather-clad pancake-style sheath with a fixed loop, or a drop loop, as some people would call it. Now, before I show it to you, there's a difference between drop loop and drop leg. Drop leg is a dangler with a leg strap. Drop loop, or fixed loop, is just a loop that is not on a D-ring, no swivel, no swing, and just kind of hangs down and provides a stiff attachment, but with the handle lower, so you can grab it, pull it off your belt, the knife, pull it out of the sheath without the sheath moving around a lot. So that's what you're looking at here. As you can see, I have used a Kydex plate to kind of create a little pin down, and it just basically it just sandwiches the leather loop between this plate and the Kydex plate. That just pinches it, keeps it in place. It doesn't need 3 Chicago screws. No, I just wanted to kind of fill the holes up and make it look nice. But that will keep it on there really, really rugged and secure. You can also change the ride height of this plate. You can move the plate up or down, and you can of course move the dangler, or sorry, the drop loop itself up and down along that center grid. And I did a similar plate for one of the last projects that I did for him as well, and he had that on a dangler, but he wanted a fixed loop for that, so I just made a second one of the same thing. And it's a universal spacing that I use when I do these plates. So Michael, that should fit on your other sheath just fine. All right, so we got that. You're looking at an Exotac Nano Striker XL up top. And for once, I decided not to put shock cord on it. Would shock cord hurt anything? No, of course not. It would be totally fine. However, I got this sucker really to lock in place nicely. It's not going anywhere. And it's not super easy to pull out. You have to definitely muscle it in one direction to get it to be loose, but I would even trust this guy inverted. Technically these are kind of consistent diameter, so you should be able to just treat it as a bidirectional draw. And the holder is totally symmetrical from top to bottom, but the tool itself, the Nano Striker, is just slightly thicker here than it is at the end. So as you jam the shaft of the Nano Striker down into the holder, when it gets to this section here, even though there's a little groove cut out of it, the sides of this are wider, and so it kind of locks in place. You'll feel it when you use it, and to get it out, all you have to do is pull up and then pull it out like that. It's very easy. The sheath itself is, like I said, a pancake style sheath, which means it's 2 pieces sandwiched around the knife, and you've got eyelets traveling down both sides of the sheath and around the tip of the knife. You have leather over Kydex, which is something that I've been specializing in for a couple of years now. This is really high quality cowhide. I have bonded it to the leather, or sorry, to the Kydex, and then I dye it. I cut the edges, I bevel them, I slick the edges, I waterproof the leather, I put stitching in the edges. Now the stitching, I gotta tell you guys, is 100% aesthetic. It's not a function thing. I'm big on functional. I'm big on, trying to do things that are practical, trying to make the best possible sheath as I can, and not really throwing on a bunch of extra things that you don't need or want, whatever. But I thought, probably about a year ago, I started adding stitching directly through the Kydex itself, on the edges of leather, because I do think that it gives it a lot more of a classic leather sheath look. It's just, something on there, and a lot of people seem to like it, because most of the time now when I get a leather sheath order, or leather over Kydex sheath order, people are asking me, can I add the stitching there? So that's what I've done here, and I think it looks pretty cool. I just wanted to let you guys know that it does not make the edges stronger or anything. I mean, it might technically make them a little bit stronger, but you're never going to notice that difference. So I just don't want there to be any confusion about that. So I'm letting everybody know in every video that I make with the stitching. The edges are all cleaned up, flush with the leather, and seamless. And you can see they've got a nice matte finish all the way around. So that is pretty much all I have to show you on the sheath. It's not a complex sheath. It's a very simple setup, but I really love doing leather over Kydex, and I think this came out really nice, and should be a nice addition to his arsenal of leather clad Kydex sheaths. The fit, a little bit different from a lot of knives, because it is a really awkward shaped guard. You can see, I'm not sure actually what this would be called. I don't know if that has its own kind of profile name to it that's indicative of the shape. But this thing is pretty sharp. These, they're beveled slightly, so it's not cutting sharp. It's not a 90 degree, but it's pretty sharp, and you've got these points on the sides. So coming up with the Kydex solution that would actually give you a good lock-in was pretty difficult. I was able to do it, but what you have here is kind of like a friction hold more than an actual Kydex click. If you shake it hard enough upside down, you could probably dislodge the knife. But as you can see, just regular, you know, I'm shaking it pretty hard and it's not coming out. And it's certainly not just going to fall out on you while it's upright like this. So I don't think you have anything to really worry about. It's also a long, heavy blade, so it's not likely to just come shooting out the top of this thing. However, when you want to draw, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of putting my thumb to the side of this thing and pushing off like so. I just let my thumb drop to the side so that I don't have a bunch of contact with the guard, and it comes out nice and clean. Especially when it's facing downward, you're not going to have any issue pulling that sucker up and out of the sheath. And if you had to, you could absolutely do a kind of a grip it and rip it draw, because the loop here is going to come in contact with your belt and kind of lock in place and provide that stiff resistance. So trying to think what else you can do with this. It is ambidextrous by nature. You can also swap the plate to the opposite side. It fits both ways. And the Nano Striker does not have to ride along the top. It can ride along the bottom, and it should be able to ride in just about any position around the edge of this sheath because the spacings are universal. These are all 3/4 inch spacings. And as you can see, oh, well, you can't see the holder because it's tucked behind the plate, but yeah, the holder is set up with some kind of grooves cut out so that you can even snug it right up between other hardware like you see it here on the top of the sheath. So yeah, I think that's all I got. And since this is being spliced, I'm going to send it back over to you, Mr. Rexu, for the rest of your video.
And today with Mr. Rexu, first of all, I'm going to wish you a Happy New Year. Because it is the new year, 2021. And the thing that makes it a Happy New Year is the fact that I got a project back from Black Bear Custom Kydex. So let's go ahead and open this. This took a long time to get in. See how I'm going to open this puppy up. Eee, sorry about that. Ta-da! That's a sharp knife. Thank you, multi-tool. Okay. So what is this? Well, of course, this being a two-part video, we know that this is my Gerber utility knife, the Australian. Now, I got this made for another project that I had because I do like belt loops, not necessarily danglers, but I do like belt loops. So he made me an extra one for another sheath that he made me. Fantastic work. Now, this is the sheath that came with this beautiful knife. They don't make knives like this anymore by Gerber, at least not to my knowledge. And it's such a good looking knife. I just couldn't see it living in this. Nylon. Ugh, not so much. Let's put that over there. So, let's go ahead and unwrap this beautiful New Year's gift. And once again, Mr. Rexu is filmed in front of a live random audience. Life goes on out here. So if there might be some noise, please excuse me. So this is the Gerber utility knife. The Australian is also known as. Now, mind you, I had this put in, just like Micah said before. There you go. I'm going to put it in like that. That is really, really snug. I am very, very happy with this. Look at that fit and finish, everyone. Now, mind you, whoever owned this before I did, because this is previously owned, put this lanyard on it. I might shorten it up, I might not. So let's give it a look. Oh, yeah. Of course, I do have a previous video made about this knife when I first got it. Lo, these many months ago, not that long. Long enough. And I will link that in the descriptions for you if you want to see it. But I really enjoy coffin-handled buoys. The fact that it is rubberized. This is, I believe, a rat tail, because it is completely encapsulated in this rubberized handle material. Now, I do believe this was made by a company in Italy, and then stamped with this, Portland, Oregon, 97-223 USA. I really do enjoy the brass handguards. I am so very happy. So, thank you so much, Black Bear Custom Kydex. I'm glad that you enjoyed the shirts that I sent you. Ooh. I am not going to get any restorations on this. There have been times with other buoys that I have gotten that I've actually sharpened the swedge. I'm not going to do that on this. I am happy with the way it is right here. Let's put it in one more time. So repeating what Black Bear did, this is not coming out easily. I can also put something here if I really want to secure it. If I want to adapt this to be a little bit shorter, enough to keep a lanyard around your wrist, but not so incredibly long. Woo, boy. Good thing the cat's not here. But utterly fantastic. As they say in video games, upgrade. Upgrade from this. This is like putting a supermodel in a burlap sack. Oh, well. So, for 2021, thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate the time you spend watching this. Come and join the community. Feel free to talk. I usually am very on top of replying to any questions. If I can find out an answer for you, I'll give it a good old army try for you. If I don't know, I'll ask someone who does. Enjoy 2021. Let's make it better than the year that shall not have its name spoken. And I recommend that you give Black Bear Custom Kydex a try, and you won't be sad. You won't cry. So, as usual, thank you so much, and
thank you for watching. And remember, nothing says thank you for your service like supporting a veteran-owned company. Have a nice day.